Hey YouTube, this is Sean from Team Ryko, coming at you guys with another video following my locals report / deck profile of my updated windup deck. This video I'm going to be call it "Cause I Play Windups" because couple weeks back when I told all my friends that I wanted to play windups, they were criticizing me how they were saying the deck was pretty bad and like it had fallen out of it's fallen off its pedestal, and it didn't perform as well as everybody had thought. And like a couple instances yesterday, one instance yesterday, my friend Alex told me that you have access, like quote, you have access to all the top tier decks, but you choose to play the worst one. Like, and I'm here today to prove to you guys that windups are still very, very good, and that can win very, very easily against most of the top tier decks. Like I believe they are a very big underdog in this meta because they pretty much have a good matchup against everything. Like in my opinion, like there's no bad matchups this deck can have. Dino Rabbit, like there will be matchups that are harder than others, but for the most part, there are going to be no matchups when you're like, oh, dude, I ought to lose to this or whatever. So, first thing off, I'm going to start talking about the Inzektor, my personal Inzektor mindset when I'm playing this deck. When I'm playing this deck, most players think that the loop is like the best play you can do in this deck, and that this deck is hurt by Effect Veiler and Torrential. It's hurt by a lot of the cards that people are playing right now, but you always have to look at the bigger picture. This deck offers a variety of plays which I believe make it the best deck. Like this deck, windups have access to rank 4s, rank 5s, technically rank 6s because you can make a Gaia Dragoon if you wanted to with a rank 5, but most of the time you're not going to do that. And they make rank 3s, so they make the best Exceed monsters in this game right now. And soon, once we get Shock Ruler, we'll be able to make Shock Ruler, which can be absolutely devastating, because you can call trap cards if you want to go totally all out next turn, or you could call spells, protect your field. You could call monsters, do whatever. Like that card just infinitely grants us so many options. It's really ridiculous. And so basically my mindset when I'm playing this deck is my ultimate goal is to try to loop them, because the loop gives you so much plus and leaves your opponent in a really bad situation. But I also love the fact that this deck can go into stuff like Tyrus and Zemile, which are really, really devastating cards right now. Like Tyrus just totally wrecks Chaos Dragons, because if they have a light Pulsar on the field, you can go Exceed into Tyrus, attack their light Pulsar, and the battle phase pop the Red Eyes Darkness that they just summoned, and now they're kind of in an odd predicament, especially if you just loop them and you manage to loop into that Tyrus during the end. But overall, Tyrus is a pretty good card. Plus, you play Protection in your deck. I play Compulse, Torrential. Tyrus would survive Torrential, I'm pretty sure. If I read the card correctly, it's any card effect. Survive Torrential, you have Warnings, you have Veilers for those Chaos Orcs. You have plays. You have a lot of plays. And you have play Effect Veilers. So your Dragon matchup is actually pretty easy, especially if you loop them. Most players say that looping a Chaos Dragon player is a really, really bad idea because it just fuels their graveyard for their Chaos monsters. Yeah, it fuels their graveyard, but you're still at a pretty big plus, especially if you open up with Protection to protect your monsters. I found that when I'm playing Chaos Dragons, usually if I loot them and end with a pretty strong field, they can't do much to come back. I've won probably 90% of my Chaos Dragons matchups. The only ones I've really lost if they top deck a live Dark Arm Dragon that basically I couldn't stop, which it sucks, but it happens. But I can make Tyrus, Dreas, Acid Golem. This deck offers so many plays. It's really, really versatile, which is why I think it's so good. In the Dino Rabbit matchup, you loop them, they almost auto lose, because unless they have the God Rabbit in Dark Hole, or like rabbit and something ridiculous after you end, um, you're pretty much gonna win. If you open like with the loop, the 4 card loop with magician and shark, or with tour guide and shark, um, essentially your opponent's going to be left with 2 cards in their opening hand. And with Dino Rabbit, that's really, really not good. They really need to start off with their 6 card hand to pretty much do anything, because they need to open with that rabbit or some way to make the some good plays, and they need protection. And those a 1 card protection card, or even 2 cards for protection, isn't enough to stop windups from going crazy. Because if you go for the 4 card loop, you're going to end with a live Zenmite on your field, so you're going to have a lot of plays next turn, which is what I really like. And plus, if you Dolka and Lagia, I play Call of the Haunted, so it's just like, if I try to go Magician and they Solemn Warning or Solemn Judgment, you're about to get bit in the ass with Call of the Haunted. So Call of the Haunted is also really good in the mirror match, especially if you're scared they're going to loop you, which it actually came up yesterday when I was playing the regular tourney. I played a mirror match, and I was scared she was going to loop me, so I set my Call of the Haunteds, and she did loop me. She looped me with my shark out of my hand, and I had a rat in my graveyard. And so, pretty much, during her end phase, after she looped me, I brought those 2 back and just... Well, no, I brought the rat back because I could just fetch the shark with it. But I just pretty much went crazy from there. Call of the Haunted is a very good MVP card in windups. Just allows you to go off more and more explosives, help your plays like recover from like bottomlesses or torrentials, help you recover from those. It's really good. And then also a very good aspect about windups is they have their own search card. They have Windup Factory. Windup Factory is one of the most broken cards in this game, especially with because it's for windups, so it's broken for windups only. But like, it's the new Black Whirlwind, except it's like Black Whirlwind on crack. Especially if you have a windup rabbit, because you can basically go plus on their turn. If you have 2 windup rabbits, you just go super plus. It's just a really, really plussy card, and I really, really enjoy it. It helps you fix your hand. Most optimal plays with this deck are Magician Shark, Tour Guide in general, because you can just make Zenmites and go for rabbits and start beat down, which is really, really good. Drawing, basically, you can never draw really terrible in this deck. There was one instance though where I drew 3 dead factories and a wind-up rat with no other monsters, but there's not much I can do about that. But if I did draw like a shark or something, I pretty much just win that duel. So yeah, you can see how good this deck is. Even when it does draw crap, I mean, you can just get out of it fairly quickly. Then your Inzektor matchup. Your Inzektor matchup is one of the easiest matchups, opposite to popular belief, because like I played Inzektors 4 times yesterday and won all my Inzektor matches, because like basically they rely on one card in their deck, which is basically they rely on 3 out of 40 cards in their deck to do their plays, because they rely on the Hornets. And I don't really count Hopper because like that card doesn't give them any plus. But this deck, you can draw pretty much anything and just go crazy nuts. Like, it's so easy to get the loop, and if they don't have Effect Veiler, they're in a really bad position. If they do have Effect Veiler, I really could care less, because I'm going to have either protection or I'm going to have other plays, even if they Veiler me. Because, like, so many times my Magician has been Veilered when I reveal Shark. It's pretty much all good, because I'm just going to go into Utopia, and it's a pretty good beater. And then I have Call of the Haunted, Monster Reborn. It's like I'm playing 4 Monster Reborn, so it's pretty easy to go into your plays when you get Effect Veilered. I mean, sure, I may not be able to get the loop, but if I play it smart, I should be able to grind out and then loop them eventually later. So that's also really good. And this deck allows you to play control and to play aggro, because you can go into the loop or you can control with Rabbit, which I really, really like. Because like games 2, if like I'm going first or second, if I'm going first, I keep in my 3 magicians, but take out my factories. But if I'm going second, I take out my magicians and my factories, all of them, because it's like one of the best side deck strategies either. I love having cards in my main deck that I can just take out and like totally changed the style of my deck, which is really good. I mean, I can still go loop like pretty easily, but it's overall really solid. Um, yeah, so this deck is overall really versatile. I didn't really go into too much depth because this video is getting pretty long, but overall, this deck has a lot of plays, a lot of different. It's really easy to adapt to different situations. It has a really good matchup, in my opinion, against pretty much everything. And yeah, that's why I play windups, and I hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.